What's up, everyone? Welcome back to All Takes No Whiffs. I'm Christian. That's Alex. And for this video, we are going to be recapping last week's card, headlined by Lyndon Arthur and Lawrence Okolie versus David Light. As far as Lyndon Arthur, we were a bit blindsided. The guy that we previewed him facing off, that was not his opponent. Instead, it was Boris Crighton, and he took the fight on 3 weeks' notice. And it honestly made out for something interesting and unexpected. Lyndon Arthur obviously took the fight by unanimous decision. Scorecards look a little wide, but I don't think that really gives an idea of how the fight really went.
Yeah, I think this fight was a lot closer than people think. There was a knockdown at the end of the fight that did make it a 10-8 round at the end of the fight, so that does make it kind of look a little wider. But I think Crichton, he brought it the entire fight, and Arthur, it's not that he looked confused at sometimes. It's just that I don't think he expected this guy to bring it as much as he did.
And in Arthur's defense, to be honest with you, when you got 3 weeks notice for a new opponent to study up on somebody new, not that 3 weeks is too short of an amount of time, but it's not a full camp with the idea of who you're facing. So maybe that shook him up a little, but good for him. He still took the dub. And yeah, shout out to Crichton for bringing it when it wasn't expected.
And one thing I was a little kind of confused with Lyndon Arthur in this fight is he came or the very beginning of the fight, the first round, obviously they were just feeling each other out. But Lyndon Arthur was using his jab at the beginning of the fight, and he had success with it. And then he kind of went away from it from the rest of the fight. And he's been pretty known for that in a lot of his fights, where he'll just go away from something that's working. So I don't know why he kind of did that, but I kind of wish he would have kept that because I think he could have maybe stopped this guy early on in the fight, or not early on in the fight, but probably midway into the fight.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Regardless, though, shout out Lyndon Arthur for taking the dub. Uh, as far as what's next for him, I can't really say for sure. I'm gonna have to study up on who's in the way next for him, I guess. But to be honest, there's one name I think that would match up well and for a title fight. Callum Smith. He's in the light heavyweight division. He might want a chance at the title, and Lyndon Arthur might be the route to go. But as far as the next fight we're going to be covering in this video, Lawrence Okolie versus David Light. Okolie winning by unanimous decision, and uh, what I feared came true about Okolie. I was hoping for a little more in this fight, and no, he gave a good lullaby basically.
Yeah, I mean, this wasn't the most exciting of fights. The way I said it was gonna go was definitely not the way it went. I figured
Mhm.
that well, the beginning of the fight kind of went. Okolie was trying to figure out David Light. He kind of figured it out. He kept that left arm extended out. He was using the jab. He was keeping him away. He's keeping his distance from him. So, and David Light just could not figure him out at all. He was getting really frustrated at times. You could tell when they got tangled up at times. He was frustrated. So, Okolie, I mean, he just dominated this fight. He did enough each round to where he won, and just wasn't the best of fights. But Okolie did what he needed to do to get it done.
I get what you're saying. That's just not the showing I would like to see from Okolie, to be honest with you. I feel like he has a lot more to bring. Uh, he's just playing it a little too safe for my liking. We know the power that he brings, the entertainment that he can bring, but just didn't really see it against David Light in this matchup. But I'm still looking forward to Okolie. I feel like if he's pushed, if there's somebody that can overcome Okolie's distance the way that he handled it to this past fight, uh, push him a little harder, I think we could get a super entertaining fight from Okolie. But unfortunately, this wasn't the case. But still left with the dub, and there was no question about it. So shout out Okolie for that.
Yeah, and one thing about Okolie before we get out of here is this dude is super long and super lanky. I mean, compared to David Light, I
Mhm.
mean, this guy's arms were just, I mean, so much longer than him. And that reach was definitely the reason why he kind of won this fight. I wouldn't say the reason why, but he was keeping his distance from him the entire fight.
I guess when it's in your tool bag, you can make use out of it. I'm not the biggest fan of the style, but hey, whatever works works. I guess is that my only thing is it's definitely going to be an impact on how many eyes he brings to his fights. So I feel like maybe in his best interest, make a little more noise. To be honest with you, but still looking forward to what Okolie has to offer next. And but before we get out of here, if you'd like, subscribe and turn on notifications to look forward to what we have to preview for this week. You got Anthony Joshua back in the ring. That's going to be something to really look forward to. And also, if you would like, go ahead and drop a comment. Let us know what you thought about Lyndon Arthur and Lawrence Okolie's performances this past weekend, and what you would like to see next from them. But looking forward to what the future has in store for them. But until then, peace.
Peace.